some different and pretty strong sentences here from Jesus once again today. If anyone comes to me without hating his father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever cannot carry his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. And any one of you who does not renounce all his possessions cannot be my disciple. This is a very tall order that Jesus has for us. A lot of expectations here. So we count the cost, as he asks, and the cost for us to be that disciple is our life. All of it. He wants all of us. So we continue to ponder. Jesus wants us to go beyond our family. So we ponder this. Jesus wants us to go beyond our friends. Jesus wants us to go beyond our comfort zone. He wants us to go and reach out to those that we don't know, or to those that are in the margins, those who are suffering. And we count the costs, and we make our decision whether to follow him or not. We ask ourselves, what difference will I make? What difference can I make? And then we look to the cross of Jesus. We look at Jesus, and we know that he made a difference. We can look at Mary. We can look at Joseph and see that they have made a big difference. We can look at other people in our lives. We can look at St. John Paul II. We can look at Pope Francis. We can look at priests or pastors, the church, those who have helped us in many different ways. And today is a very special day also. We can look to St. Teresa of Calcutta. This is a very special print that I was given from a music director, my music director in 2004. Her sister-in-law made this sketch, this very simple sketch on white paper or hardboard with a pencil or just a little pencil. So simple, just as the life of St. Teresa. What an example to follow. And as I looked at this, as I went through my diaconate to become a greater servant of Jesus Christ, I would see her and in this picture, and I would wonder, is she praying? Is she crying? Has she worn herself out in service? Is she in that dark night that she lived in for so long? Is she just resting? You know, it's things that we sometimes wonder about ourselves too, especially when we're tired and weary and hopefully serving the Lord in some way. Each of them have made a difference, and we also can make a difference. I have a little clip that I removed from the Criterion, an article from Pope Francis last week. And he states, in April, flying back to Rome from Lesbos, Greece, with 12 Syrian refugees, Pope Francis was asked what difference his visit to the refugee camp and his hosting refugees could make. And he says, I'm going to plagiarize. I'll answer with the phrase, that is not mine. That's what he told the reporters traveling with him. The same question was asked of Mother Teresa, he said. All this effort, all this work, only to help people to die. What you are doing is useless. The sea is so great. And Mother Teresa's answer was, it is a drop in the water in the sea. But after this drop of water in the sea, it will not be the same. That is how I would respond, Pope Francis said. It is a small gesture, but one of those small gestures that we, everyone, men and women, must make to reach out to those in need. God gives us the grace to reach out to others. God calls us to serve others. He calls us to feed the hungry. Now, when we feed the hungry, there is always the question, why don't they get a job? It's maybe a little bit up to us to help them to get a job, or to help educate them, or to contribute in some way in our society that jobs are very important for everyone. So I say both. We encourage jobs, but we also must feed them if they are hungry. If someone is hungry, we are to feed them, just as we feed our children. If they're hungry, we feed them. Also to give drink to the thirsty, to clothe the naked, to visit the prison, to shelter the homeless, and visit the sick, and bury the dead. And we are to go even beyond this, to counsel the doubtful, instruct the ignorant, admonish the sinner, comfort the sorrowful, forgive all injuries, forgive those who have injured us, and to bear wrongs when someone is doing us wrong, to bear them patiently, and to pray for the living and the dead. This is what Jesus asks of us. The Jesus of love, the Jesus of mercy, the Jesus of goodness, and the Jesus of truth, as he calls us to be merciful, to be filled with love, to live the truth, and to serve others in goodness and kindness. It does make a difference, and we are asked to do that. And I now quote from Mother Teresa. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow is not yet. There is only today. Let us begin.